Amazon, run by my good friend Jeff Bezos. Wait a minute. Who is the current Amazon CEO? Andy Jazzy. Good old Andy.
Jedijah? Jedijah?
Jadija?
Jedijah. Jedijah? But then I don't know if it's Jadija or
Jadija.
Yo, what is up guys, I'm Jadija and I'm back here with another video. In today's video I'm going to be taking a look at the Fire HD8. And of course I'm a little late to the party and I'm gonna get into why I think the tablet is useful in some circumstances, but maybe not for what people actually think. So let's get into it. So Amazon has this thing where the Fire HD7 has a 7-inch display, the Fire HD8 has an 8-inch display, and the 10, you get the gist, okay? Now at 8 inches you start to hover between really large Android phone and really small tablet. And that's really good if that's your target audience. People who may not necessarily need a whole tablet, but they're just looking for a cool little side gig that might just help them with basic everyday tasks. So I myself personally find myself using this as a second screen, whether it's to catch up on my sports, my favorite Netflix shows, and all the while I'm still working, so it doesn't necessarily take away too much from what I'm doing on my main computer, but at the same time I'm still able to just keep up as, you know, a form of entertainment to watch my shows and so on. And obviously if you look at the design, it's Amazon. They got that little smiley face going on at the back. Typical Amazon. Now the volume outlet's actually situated at the top, right above the camera, and this definitely makes sense for orientation purposes, because if you really think about it, if the volume rockers were on the sides or at the bottom, typically depending on the way you hold your tablet, then your palms would be muting the sound actually. And at the front and at the back there's two 2-megapixel cameras, and let me just say this, the camera quality, it ain't that good, okay? They're okay. I'm not gonna say they're terrible, but they're not great. Okay, how about that? Let's put it like that. They're not great. And you really wouldn't expect much from 2 megapixels. Okay, that's all you get. So really, when it comes to cameras, yeah, they're good. You know, it's fun to have them. It's great to at least have them as an option. But in terms of actual quality, hey, son, they aight. You also have 2 gigabytes of RAM, a quad-core 2 gigahertz processor, and 32 to 64 gigabytes of space, upgradable to 1 terabyte. So what does that mean?
Average specs, bro. Average specs.
Now the resolution actually isn't that bad. It's 1280 by 800, so watching videos isn't actually that bad, to be honest. So as a main driver, I'm not really sure how many of you would be happy with the resolution, even though for me personally I don't have a problem. Now lastly, the battery life lasts about 12 hours, half a day, which is pretty good, and in total it takes about 5 hours to charge. Like performance wise, I already mentioned, like this thing got struggle specs, bro. Struggle specs, okay? Therefore it does get a little laggy. Now this device, I'm gonna be honest, it's not one that is built for heavy use, okay, or heavy workload. This is something that's just built for light usage and, you know, maybe reading your books and catching up on your favorite shows. So at the end of the day, like, how recommendable is this? And to answer that, honestly, what target audience do you see yourself as? If you're someone like me that doesn't need any new devices per se, or you may want to enjoy secondary screen and something on the go, or maybe something that can just play an overall support role in your life, then yeah, as not a main driver but as a side piece, I'd go for it. But unfortunately, if you're in the camp of people that think that this is something akin to an iPad or can replace an iPad or maybe even a Samsung tablet, yeah, I got something I gotta break down to you. The specs aren't nearly as good enough. The screen resolution isn't nearly as good enough. The cameras are nowhere near as good enough. And honestly, they're not supposed to be, because I don't think these are competing with those type of tablets. It's just that the Fire tablets are more garnered toward casual tablet users, whereas the aforementioned iPads and, you know, the Samsung tablet, those were essentially built for more heavier use. And to be honest, those could even be used for work, like actual work. Whereas these just more garnered for casual use and users. It's not necessarily meant to be overloaded with work. It's just meant to be a casual device. It's not garnered specifically for or specifically to compete against something like an iPad. So let me know, bros. I like it. It's good for all the reasons I mentioned. But then, other than that, maybe you disagree with something I said. Or maybe you're someone that uses this as an actual iPad. I don't know. But let's duke it out in the comments and let me know. I'm Jadija, and I'm out.